Hello, this is Lucy here with Chris, who is currently teaching at Xiasha Middle School. Chris, can you make a brief self-introduction?
Sure. Should I talk into this?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Chris. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, in the States. I came here 3 months ago, started working at Xiasha Middle School, and it's been a great time so far.
That's good. Can you tell me more about your teaching experience so far?
Sure. Yeah, so when I got to my school, I had a week where I was got the layout of the school and got to interact with the other English teachers. And then for the last about 3 months, I've been teaching there, and I've been teaching 7th and 8th grade. The students are all very kind and patient, and I've gotten a lot of help from the teachers who I work with. And it's honestly been a great time so far. Everybody seems very curious to see my teaching style, which is maybe a little bit different from some of the other Chinese teachers at the school, but it's been well received so far, and I'm grateful for the opportunity and the respect I've gotten there.
Chris, what's your accommodation like at the school?
Yeah, so I live at the school. They have a dormitory both for the students and teachers. I live on the same floor as a lot of the other first-year teachers. It's definitely the smallest apartment I've lived in, but it's suitable. I've got my own private bathroom, no kitchen, but it's definitely big enough for what I need for one person. So after I got some decorations and some plants in there, it felt a lot more like a home, and it's not too bad. It's very convenient living on the school, in the school, and anytime I've had an issue with the room, just talking to the other teachers or the headmaster, they've helped me out with it. So it's not the prettiest place I've ever lived, but it definitely does the trick.
Chris, this is your first time in China, so do you have any culture shock, or are there any awkward or interesting stories?
Yeah, so one of the things I like to do for my classes, because I've got 800 students total between 7th grade and 8th grade, I ask them all to write their own name cards. And I prefer when they write English names, but sometimes they write their names in Chinese. And I can tell sometimes that they're pulling my leg a little bit with the names they write in Chinese, because I'll say them and then the whole class will laugh. So one of the names that they put down once was Xiabi, or Shabi, and I didn't know what it meant because this was my first week, and I said it, and all those kids were just like bursting out laughing because they got me to say something funny. So it's just like adjusting to words or culture that you don't know. It can be interesting sometimes. Yeah. Definitely compared to like American schools, the students here are more respectful. Like in middle school, a lot of kids, including me, would act up a little bit, but here, even like the less advanced classes are more respectful. And usually if they understand what's going on in the class, they'll be interested. So I think the key to keeping like your classroom not rebelling or doing anything naughty is just to make sure that they're interested and they understand what you're trying to teach them.
They're a good student and bad student as well.
Yeah, definitely. In like every class. It's very interesting because here at my school, they split up the classes by like how well the students test. So they've got like the best class, like second best, third best, all the way up to 12. It's definitely interesting, like teaching classes 1, 2, and 3, and they're just like so many brilliant students, and you get really thoughtful answers. Then once you get to like the class 10, 11, 12, maybe their English level isn't as good, but they still like to learn and still like me. So it's a different challenge for each class.
good student into a very good class and bad student.
Yeah.
into that class.
I feel like it's very different from the American style, but I can understand just with the amount of students in China that they kind of have to do it that way just to create more organization and help some students get ahead more quickly so they can test better. So I understand. It was just very not what I expected, I suppose. Yeah.
Sure. And you have two different teaching approach, I guess. Teaching grade like class 1 and class 12.
Yeah, definitely. You have to do slightly different teaching methods or styles for the different classes there.
What's your working schedule every week?
Yeah, so when I signed the contract said no more than 20 teaching hours per week. But right now, my teaching hours are closer to about 16, maybe. So I've got 12 or 13 classes every week, and then I've got one set of extensive classes on Friday where I'm teaching for basically 2 class periods, so it's like a double class. But yeah, each class is 45 minutes, so I'd say I average probably 2 or 3 classes a day. So it's not too bad, and because I teach different classes all within the same grade level, my lesson plans can be used for multiple classes, which is really helpful. So it's a manageable workload, but also still challenging trying to adjust for all the different classes and different achievement levels of the students.
How many office hours do you have?
I would say I'd probably have about like 3 or 4 a day. They want me to stay on campus until the end of 8th period. So I'm usually in there working on lesson plans, and students or other teachers can come in and talk to me. So I don't think of it really as office hours. I'm just like usually in my office just preparing for other courses or other work.
So what's your typical day like in the morning? What time do you get up? Do you go to the canteen to eat breakfast?
Yeah, it's nice. So the canteen's in the same building as my dorm, so I'll probably get up around, if I don't have the first period class, I'll get up around like 7:30, go to breakfast at 8, go work in my office for an hour or 2 preparing lesson plans or working on a different project with other teachers, and then have a class or 2 before lunch, maybe 1 or 2 after lunch, and then yeah, I'll have the rest of the afternoon to either keep preparing or relax. One thing that's nice about the school is that there's like lots of activities for like the teachers. They've got like different like sports clubs and stuff like that. So after all those like classes and office hours, I can like find something to do with the teachers before or after dinner. So yeah.
Does the school have any after-class activities for the teachers to attend?
Yeah, I would say that a few that I'm part of are the basketball team. Every week we meet up and play once or twice. There's also badminton club that I've been to a few times and plan to go to more now that the semester is wrapping up and I have fewer classes. Other than that, most of the teachers have like families, especially like younger families. So most of the teachers head home after the last period. So there's definitely like a few like sports teams, but other than that, I just like hang out with the other teachers outside of the school.
Do you have any like Chinese friends? Do you make any Chinese friends here?
Yeah, so a lot of the teachers have been very friendly and have invited me like over to their house, and so I've gotten to know a few of them better. I've definitely got like some good friends who are teachers at the school who I'll hang out with on the weekends or go out to dinner with or go explore the Westlake area with. So I feel very fortunate that I ended up in a school that was so inviting and had so many relaxed teachers who were interested to meet me.
Chris, can you give advice to teachers who want to come to China to teach?
Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest things is just come with an open mind, and it's hard to know what to expect when you first get here, and I can only speak to my experience, but I didn't really exactly know what my schedule was, what students I would be teaching, what their level was, so I'd say just being flexible and accepting that you're gonna face some challenges, or like you know your schedule might change, the school might at the last second like give you more classes or take them away. So just being flexible and having an open mind to your experience is really important. I would also say try to make friends with as many of the other teachers or other locals as you can. It's going to really enrich your experience and help you see things that you never thought you would see, or just gain an understanding of the culture that I think is really neat about living here. And definitely, if you have time before you come here, it's good to review your Chinese, have a little bit of survival stuff. So just so you can get around and feel free to like move about the city. But yeah, it's a great place to live. So.
Do you suggest teachers to come to work at your school or at this our program?
Yeah, no, I've gotten pretty much all the support that I've needed. Any questions or concerns I've had with this program and with my school, they've been very helpful and accommodating. So Xiasha Middle School is great. If once I'm done with my contract, if somebody else is looking for a good middle school, they're really great. So I'd recommend them, and I'm glad that you guys helped me find that school as well. Well, I would say that the time frame when I was first coming over here was a little bit difficult to understand, but that seemed like there was some paperwork with the school. So hopefully, just getting a better timeline when I was onboarded. But other than that, I felt like whenever I had a concern once I got here, it was pretty readily and easily addressed. So yeah, no complaints.